Today is Sunday, January 8th, and that means it's been officially 1 week since winter 2023 has officially started. So let's talk about this week's rankings.
When you're up and down and you're over and out, come listen to your friend Stephen Brown. This is the show with Stephen.
Welcome to Weeb World, guys. Excellent virginity. I'm your host, Stevie B, aka Daddy Cool, aka Over the Shit. 1 week into winter 2023, and I've watched 25 episode ones. Let's talk about first what I dropped, what I'm not going to watch again. Up first is Gen the Butcher Urobuchi's Revenger, which is an Edo period samurai drama action show, and a lot of people are giving this love on Twitter, as I can see, but it just was not for me. I found it very boring. I watched one episode. I don't think I'm going to go back unless someone tells me I should. Up next is Endo and Kobayashi Live, and there's really nothing wrong with this show. The premise being that these two characters, Endo and Kobayashi, are playing dating sim games, and the characters in the game start to hear them and think of them as gods on the outside world. And that premise is fun, but the first episode didn't captivate me. I felt a little bored, so I left it. This is the kind of show I may go back one day, just throw on my plan to watch, and maybe watch one day. Who knows, if I ever have the time. The Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten is about a boy who gets sick, and the pretty girl who lives next to him, who's the pretty girl in school, takes care of him and, spoils him rotten. And normally with these romance shows, I would really enjoy them, but this was generic enough. There wasn't anything that was tying me to these characters, and even their designs or their actions, their personalities, their line delivery, anything that made me want to watch this more. I turned this one off a little past halfway through the first episode. I really can't see myself going back to this. It just didn't seem... It just is the kind of thing that would normally hit it out of the park for me, and it was lacking. Saving 80,000 gold in another world for my retirement is another isekai. I've seen the show a million times, and I like schlock, don't get me wrong. There's some isekais on here that I kept on the list that I'm going to talk about later, but this one just didn't have that charm, didn't have something that was keeping me connected to it. The reincarnation of the strongest exorcist in another world. Oh, look at this. He's the strongest exorcist. He dies, he reincarnates himself as a little boy in another world, and he's the best at magic, and everyone can't believe it. Another one of those shows, and again, there just wasn't a charm here. There wasn't anything to tie me in to make me want to see more or like this character at all. Now, an honorable mention before we get into the official list, I want to talk about some honorable mentions. I don't really want to talk about second seasons, I decided. I was going to, but I'm not going to talk about a second season of a show unless I really want to talk about it, unless I make a separate video maybe, but I will give my thoughts. I just won't put them on the list, because I like when I make these, before I did YouTube, I used to make lists just because I like making lists, because I'm crazy. I like to rank things and pick a winner every season, give my own awards out for myself, So, and I always go with original anime. I mean, like, they can be an adaptation of stuff, but I mean, like, it's not a second season, because the second season is something you're already predisposed to liking it, and we're trying to look at brand new shows. So I will say that Tokyo Revengers started this week, and Nagatoro Season 2 started this week. Tokyo Revengers Season 2, obviously. I didn't watch either of them. I'm waiting for Nagatoro to come out in English, and Tokyo Revengers, I'm not sure yet. I watched that in English as well, so I may just wait for an English dub to come out. Okay, so now before the actual list, this is part of the list still. They're still in ranking order. I have a probation list. These are shows that I'm iffy on and I'm thinking about dropping, depending on how they progress going forward. So my favorite of these shows is The Ice Blade Sorcerer Shall Rule the World. Now, this is a very generic magic battle anime. I talked about it in a past video, you can see there, but there's a character that I really enjoyed and I'm going to come back for, named Clarice Cleveland, who I put on my list for waifus of the year, of this season, at least not of the year. So the show, was probably not going to be good, but I'm going to give it one more episode. Up next is Onimai, which is very divisive. Chibi Reviews made a video about the censorship of the series. Crunchyroll actually censored the series. It is a cute show. I like the animation style. It's fun. It feels very anime, and not everything actually feels like anime anymore. This has a very, comedic style that I appreciate, but there is some creepiness to the sexualization of the minor characters. So if it jumps the shark, I'll probably drop it, but I'm still going to see where it goes with the next episode in episode 2. Number 6 is Tomo-Chan as a girl, and this one, because I update this list after every show I watch, I move things around. This one has been bouncing back and forth, and I only watched one episode. You know what I mean? But it's sitting rent free in my head because something about it I can't figure out. That I love the design of the main character, and I think I'm gonna reasonably enjoy the show. But I didn't at the time I watched it appreciate the first episode too much. But I'm sure it'll pick up better as it progresses. And I'm watching this one. I think it's the only one in English I'm watching right now. Number 5 was a surprise little one. Handyman Saito I think it's in Another World. They always put in Another World at the end. Handyman Saito, though, was surprisingly a really good little comedy, and I like the art. There's another girl in there, Raelza, I think it was, that I put on my best girl list. That show, it was just hitting right this morning with us having my Captain Crunch and watching my cartoons, and it was just hitting right. So I'm really excited to see where this goes. It could fizzle out. You never know. Number 4, Trigun Stampede. I actually found myself, as the episode progressed, enjoying it more and more. I really enjoyed it. It's just a full CGI. I didn't necessarily watch the original show. I had seen bits and pieces of it in the background as a child while my sister watched it. So I, was familiar with it, but I never actually paid too close attention. But it would be on in the living room, you know what I'm saying? But I know she really liked it, and this one was good. But same thing with Nier that I want to talk about, which maybe I'll make a video about, is that I don't appreciate. Or maybe I'll just throw it a clip in here, that the CGI is just not expressive. CGI, even though this was great CGI, when you use 3D, it's just not at the level yet where it can really express things like 2D anime can, and that's the whole point of anime. We're doing the video here, fuck it. The whole point of anime and the cartoonism of it, no, I guess not the point, but part of why you like that medium is that it leads to greater expression than the human body can afford. And with CGI, you're losing the expression. It just becomes a stiff, hollow, three-dimensional character. I can't squeeze my face and make it a stupid face like an anime character can. And that's kind of why that's part of the charm of anime. And you lose that with CGI. That's all.
消費狂門って笑われるぜ。おい。嘘です、冗談です。面白いじゃねえか。隊長、マジっすか。これ、どうか。
Number 3, The Magical Revolution. This one hit it at the park straight away. I put it up at the top of the list when I first watched it because it was just a good watch. It was fun. It's some Yuri Love stuff, but tasteful. I'm sure. I don't know what else is going to change in it. But the first episode was good fun, and I like the characters. Which now, when I think about it too, that's the thing is that I like the show seems generic to me, and I like you can enjoy a generic show, but as long as there's some random thing that you can't even pinpoint sometimes, this is something to tie it to you or make it your enjoyment, to up your enjoyment. That's what I need: a character design or a specific character action or a charm or maybe the sound or the art, something like that. But this one caught me. This one caught my attention. I really enjoyed this one. I'm excited to watch more. Number 2 is Sugar Apple Fairy Tale. I thought this one was really pretty. It looks really classically like anime to me when I think of anime as a kid when I started in the early 2000s. I'm excited to see where it goes with its fantasy stuff. I like the fairies in it. I think they're super cute. I'm a sucker for cute things. That's why I watch a lot of girlier anime. I'd say moe stuff. I love looking at cute shit. And I like the dynamic between the two main characters, the relationship they have, the fairy boy and the girl master, so we'll see what happens with that. You are, baby, the best anime of the season. I'm calling it right now. Number 1, Buddy Daddies, baby. It's 2 assassins, and they're sharing a baby. They're taking care of a little girl. It's fucking adorable. I love it. I watched it with my girlfriend. We were laying in bed one morning, put it on the day it came out. That was yesterday, I think, Saturday. That shit was fucking Kino, baby. 違う！俺がお前のパパだ！パパ！止め！Yeah, so that is my list there. I'll go ahead and throw up a screenshot of it here so you can look at it in my notes on my phone. I'm going to remove the dropped section next week or whatever, or the next... I think we're going to do this weekly now, I'm not sure. The next time we make a video and I talk about rankings, I'm going to get rid of the drop section and put in new stuff that's dropped. So if it's there, this video, it won't be there next time, just to clean up maintenance, because this list is going to get long. This list is only going to get bigger. There's premieres for the next 2 weeks, I believe it is. The next 2 weeks, there'll be new shows every day until we have, they make more and more anime every season, I feel like. So I think there's going to be like 30, 40 shows on here. And my anime list right now has like my anime list on the website .net. My list is at like 60 shows watching right now, because I'm also watching my backlog of I'm in winter 2021 and watching everything up until this point. So what did you guys think of my list? Am I right? Am I wrong? Do you want to tell me about it? I'd love to have a conversation with someone about anime. I'm having a hard time finding some circles on the internet somewhere to talk about it. Even like Twitter seems dead, or maybe I'm not finding the right, I don't know, I'm not seeing anyone talking about currently airing anime anywhere. I thought it would be a lot easier than this. So if you want to, talk to me on Instagram, talk to me on Twitter, talk to me through MyAnimeList.net. All of that information is going to be in my description. You can find those accounts, or you can talk to me here in the comment section. If you liked what you heard, consider liking and subscribing. It means a lot to me. If you didn't like what you heard, I appreciate you sticking around and listening to a different opinion than your own. And if you hated what you heard, get bent.
The show is over, but you're still here hanging around. Why don't you hit subscribe?